So if you are the owner of a news site or a blog, or you're looking to even start one, then you must watch this video. I'm going to show you exactly how you can basically sit back, let your competitors write all your content for you, with you only need to do about 30 to 40 minutes of work a day. And then also basically how you can come into a sort of a niche news space and completely dominate the market, because you're going to have every single post that all your competitors have, and then you're going to have time to do more research and do better articles on top of that your competitors don't have. So how are we going to do this? I'm going to show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a tool called SwiftWriter. This basically allows you to monitor your competitors' sites, pull in their articles, and use advanced AI techniques to rewrite those articles, but in a way that you don't get caught for plagiarism, and then also in a way that doesn't sound like that sort of basic ChatGPT article. What everyone else was doing before was copying and pasting articles into ChatGPT, getting it to write, or just using ChatGPT to use its own knowledge to write articles. Google can figure that out really quickly now, and they completely de-rank your site, and readers also can tell pretty well now. I bet you can tell if something's written with AI or not. So let's dive right into it. So we're in SwiftWriter here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Daily News tab. There are other things such as Research, Pace, Creator. We're not going to touch those just yet. We're mainly going to use Daily News. So if we go to Scrape Config, we can basically add a bunch of websites in. Let me just reset that. A bunch of websites into the Scrape Config. This basically will go out and scrape all the new articles from that site. I just used ChatGPT to figure out a niche. We're going to go with home automation and got me some of the top sites. Probably better, you will know your top competitors if you've already got a site, or use something, a tool like Ahrefs to find like the top ranking competitors by SEO. So now that we've found them, let's grab the links to them. Stacey IoT, grab these, and the ambient. Now, obviously, you can add more. So on the plan that I have, I can add up to 5. On other plans, you've got even more that you can add. Then we've got also keywords. So this is a keyword. If you don't have a specific site that you want to scrape stuff from, you give a keyword, probably like home automation, and then the scraper will go out on Google and scrape Google News articles for that. So that way you get a broader picture of what everyone else is writing, and you get the sort of the newest, most best performing articles as well from the whole world basically on there. But we won't touch that now. We can set a scrape time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this. Let's actually do 6 a.m. UTC, yeah. And then number of articles, let's just do 10. Let's just scrape in 10 for now. Update scrape config. So that's the number of articles we can scrape, and that's the time. So basically, you want to get it to scrape before you start work, so you can come and the articles are going to scrape. What we're going to do is we're actually going to scrape now, and that will just run the scraper now, and then it will get started, and we'll start to see the articles popping in. So here we go. All right, these articles are starting to pop in now. I'll be back to you with you once we've got them all. Okay, so we've got a few articles coming in here. It does take a few minutes to do all the scraping on them, but we got a bunch of articles coming in here. You can see the tools. You can actually come and have a look at the content. Then you can actually go to the source URL. So this one was super recently published. Okay, now, before we do that, before we just generate, I want to just come here to Creator. So if you have been generating with ChatGPT like a lot, you realize that like when you just ask it to write a blog, it writes in its weird like AI style that everyone knows. What we can do here is we can actually train specific models on writing styles. So all you need to do is with a Creator, you give it a name, and then you give it a bunch of writing styles. You want it, I've found around 250 words. 500 is really the max, but you want it around 250 and 2 to 3 different examples. So like I've got here with Seth Godin, I've got 4 examples of how he writes, and this basically goes and trains the model to write like him. So if we just go back to Daily News, I'll show you where that's used for. So let's say I want to rewrite this one. Okay, and then you can select multiple more, but let's select a creator. So let's rewrite this as Seth Godin, and then all we need to do is just hit generate, and those will start generating. So if we go to home, and if we just refresh, those articles are now generating. I'll be back with you once they're done. Okay, we're back, and those have generated about a minute later. As you can see, it generates the title here, and then we also generate the content. And as you can see, if you just take a little read of this article, it doesn't actually sound like AI, and it does actually sound like Seth Godin and how he writes, which is pretty cool. And then we also generate images. Wow, this is a super cool image. It generates images that you can use here as well. I know they've got other features coming where you can get stock images and stuff. So what I like to do is then I will come into this edit step, and I will just edit this article and just add a few things, take out a few things. So I'll be back with you once I've done that. Okay, so back, I've just done a bunch of editing, added some stuff in. What's also really cool is that it actually generates a slug for me, generates the SEO for me, generates the image SEO. So these are what you're going to put in your tags. And then we also get a long summary and a short summary. So when you post this to social media, hey, I've posted a new article, and if you automate that with sort of make.com, like some of my other videos, you can post this sort of summary about what the sort of the article is about, and then you get your image down here. So let's save that. Now, let's post that. So I've literally just got onto WordPress, created a whole blog site in like under 5 minutes, called it Home Auto. So what we can do is we can this. So let's go to the download button. Let's just copy it to Markdown. You can copy it docs and download, and then this will download with Slug and everything else. But you can just copy this to clipboard in HTML and Markdown. And then let's paste that in. And then let's go grab the title. Now we got it. And then what we need is the image. So let's just open the image. Let's download the image. Let's set featured image. Media library. We can add the image in. Okay, so the image, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get the excerpt as well. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the SEO excerpt here for that. Categories, you can add categories, tags. Okay, so let's publish that. Take a look, and there we go. And we got that on our blog. So that is literally like how easy it is to take articles, rewrite them. You don't get, so the way SwiftWriter does it, it completely rewrites the article, so you don't get penalized for plagiarism. And then Google also cannot detect this, so you don't get. Now, what I actually want to show you is, so do this every day, get all the articles in from all your competitors, rewrite them, put them out onto your site, and basically eventually what will happen is everyone will just start coming to you because you've got all the articles. Like, your competitors aren't going to have some of the articles that your other competitors are going to have, but you're going to have them all. So why would anyone go anywhere else, right? And then what you can do, that takes about 30-40 minutes maybe a day to do 10-15 articles, put them out on your site. And then what you can do is spend the rest of your day actually writing and researching really good articles. But I want to show another little feature quickly. What SwiftWriter does here is this researcher, right? So this is going to save you a ton of time as well. So what it does, it basically has a research agent that goes out to the web, goes through a bunch of links, gets research, and then puts that through sort of the blog creation pipeline. So let's say, what is Home Nation trend like for what? Well, it doesn't really make sense, but the AI will figure that out. So let's do Home Nation. So these are your keywords that you want to specifically rank for, that you want to add in. You want to add in probably like 3 to 5 that you actually want to rank for. You can add long tail keywords that you're going to be able to rank for pretty well. So let's save that as a research topic, and then we hit that. Let's look Tim Ferriss actually, and then let's hit generate. Okay, and then we get home. What I want to show you, so that will start generating. If we just refresh, at some point it will start generating. There we go. I actually just did this before. Tim Ferriss here, best home automation trends 2024. Let's have a read of this. What's amazing is, look, by 2024, nearly 70 million US homes are expected to be smart. If you just give this ChatGPT, it's not going to have this figure because it's not trained on that data. It doesn't know it, and it comes up with stuff. So you can pretty be sure that these figures in here are accurate because it's actually gone out and done the research. You probably still want to double check, but I find them way more accurate. And just have a look at, just pause and just, have a look at some of the writing styles, of this. It's just, look at this title. That's because we've trained our own model with like how Tim Ferriss writes, and then it can write it pretty much exactly like that. Yeah, that's exactly how you can sit back, relax, let your competitors write for you, and then just take the market by storm. Thanks, I'll see you on the next one.